So here are a couple of clips of me working with Holly. Um, I didn't know that she would get to this point, but she has. Um, we're working on the very earliest stages of service dog socialization and training. And I am working her the same exact way I would work a young puppy. Um, Easy environments, easy, safe environments at first. Um, all my service dog puppies, they start at a school or a low level, low distraction, low stress environment. This high school is not like a city high school. This is a country high school. So it's more laid back, it's more relaxed, it's less crowded. And in addition, we show up just as everybody's leaving. So, we have people around, but not a ton of people. The occasional person walking by, that sort of thing. We have strange noises outside. We're right near a big generator of some sort. We're near the shop buildings where people are building and clanging and doing stuff, so that's good for her. Strange environment. She at one point she spooked a little bit at White Rocks. There was a bed with white rocks in it. She kind of spooked at that. So of course we had to go over, and I showed her the rocks, and she walked on the rocks, to get her over that. Ramps up to the classrooms. The ramp, tweaked her just a little bit because, there's a gap between it and the building, and she, thought it was the Black Abyss. Not unusual. So we're working her at the high school. I'll probably do this weekly now. Now that she's reached this point, I'm going to work her here every week. Probably just about every week. Cole's not thrilled with the idea, but he'll live. Not only is the environment, the new environment, different environment, good for her, I have a huge parking lot in which I can practice her obedience maneuvers. So that's a plus too, because where I live, there are no sidewalks. The ground is rocky and uneven. I don't have a nice grass lawn. So it makes working on heel in my yard or in my property kind of a pain in the butt. There's vole holes. You could step in one, you could trip, that kind of thing. I don't want her getting hurt, and I don't want me getting hurt. So anyway, let's go take a look at what she did today. Today is Friday the 20th. Let's look at what she practiced today. So Holly's working on her service dog skills. This is my son's high school, but this is after school, almost after school. We arrive as people are getting out and leaving. So it's a country high school, so it's not so busy, not so difficult a situation as a city high school. But here we're practicing essential service dog skills, laying down, being still for long periods of time, behaving herself. She's doing pretty good here. She's a very alert type of dog, so she's alert to people going in and out, and the talking going on.
Sit. Holly, sit. Good. Good girl. Holly, down.
And here we go back to just
Good.
resting and being still and behaved. Work on healing with Holly. I have her e-collar, and it's set on vibrate. Holly is not a dog that you can do a lot to. She freaks easily. So the vibrate, she doesn't like it. So if she gets out of position, I will buzz her, and the length of buzz will let her know how badly out of position she is, because she's done this pulling, and we need to break her of this pulling. So we're set on vibrate. And we're gonna do heel. Holly, heel. That's it. Yeah. Now she's never healed before. And we're not doing auto sits right now. Heel. Good girl. Good. She's unsure. Come on, come on. Yes, good. She's unsure, so she's kind of sinking into herself. Good. Good heel. All right, heel. Got her. Good job. Heel. Yes, that's right. Let's go slow. Let's go slow. Let's go fast. Good. Good girl. Holly, heel. This one. Good. Good job. Good job. Come on. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Good heel. Come on. Holly's never healed before. We've been working on position heal, but not actual healing. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good. Good, she's hanging back better. That's good. Come on. Good girl. Through the head, moving. Good girl. Come on. Good. Up. Nope, over here. Over here. Heel. Holly. Yes. Yes. Find your position. That's right. That's heel. Thank you, Ian. Heel. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Yes. Stay.
Huh?
Yeah. Good. Now, watch how much better she is on a casual stay with me command. Holly. Here, turn around. Good girl. Okay, with me. With me. I'm not getting the pulling now. Come on. There we go. We gotta go walking. We gotta go walking. Come on. Come on, Holly. Good girl. Come on, over here. Holly. Sit. Good girl. So we've lightened her up on the leash quite a bit. You kind of have to treat her like a horse. Because she acts like a prey animal rather than a predator. So it works well with her.
Holly.
Back. Okay, get back a bit or I'll get over here. Come here, Holly. Sit.
Yeah, she can I can finally pet her at
Yeah.
least.
Sit. Sit. Down. No. No moving. Hey. Down. Down. She doesn't like down. Stay. Okay, good girl. Good girl. So we need to talk about Holly here, kind of what her temperament is to kind of explain what you're seeing. Um, there are kind of different issues you face when you're working with a super sensitive dog. She's a sensitive dog. She is extremely responsive. But that's because she's super sensitive to everything going on around her. She misses nothing. She's very submissive and she's sensitive to everything I say and do. She's sensitive. So there are unique issues in working with a dog like that. It can very easily be done, but there are issues you're going to face in working with that. When I call her into heel, now I did work on heel a little bit prior to that, about half an hour prior to that, we worked on heel in the parking lot. But today is the first day that she's actually really worked on heel. We've at home in the living room, we've done positional, find heel, where I stand there just in whatever position and she has to locate heel and get into heel. That's how I start all my dogs on heel. They need to know where heel is. Heel doesn't mean anything to them until, they connect it with a location or a spot. So we've been working at home on her locating where heel is, no matter how I'm standing. Even if I'm standing facing her across the room, she's got to go around me and find heel. So she's been doing that fairly well. But she's never done heel moving really, not in a structured, working on it type of way. So Holly, her temperament is when she doesn't know, when she's unsure about what she's being asked to do, she tucks into herself. Her tail tucks, she kind of hunches together. That's her natural reaction when she doesn't know. That's okay. She's not being beaten. She just doesn't know. So, with a very timid, very submissive dog, we just work through it. You can't baby her excessively. Oh, well, you don't like it. You're unsure. So we're going to quit. She's not going to learn anything that way. You can't do it that way. They won't learn anything. So what I do through it is, I use as light of correction as possible because she's trying to do good. She's trying to do good. You don't need to hit her with a sledgehammer. You just need to somehow cue her, hey, wait, we're not doing this right. And then if you correct her, she tucks into herself again. Uh-oh, I did it wrong. I'm horrible. I'm nasty. I don't know this. I'm awful. And then you encourage, oh, you're being good. You're doing good. They will lose that tucking. As soon as they figure out what you're asking of them, and they're sure they know what you're asking of them, this tucking stuff stops. it just stops because they're like, oh, I know what I'm doing and I know I'm doing it right. So there's no worries here. So we just work her through that. You'll notice, when we first start, she's very just, oh my God, we're doing this and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm doing it wrong. And so she's tucked. You notice she gets happier as we go through when she figures out, okay, I remember this. This is what we were doing. I'm doing good. Then she brightens up a little bit. So it's just her reaction to not knowing. She just kind of hunches up and kind of tucks her tail. She'll be fine. She will be fine. It's part of the process of her figuring out what I'm asking of her. Because she hates being corrected. Even the lightest correction, she hates being corrected. It freaks her out. But when they're doing it incorrectly, you've got to let them know they're doing it incorrectly, or they don't know to fix it. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Also, Holly, you don't see it here. There are people that have seen it, have dealt with it. Holly pulls like a freight train. I mean, it's a good thing I've been working with these big dogs a long time because she just, wow. She puts all her weight into it. She pulls, and she will pull until the collar tightens up on her, and she doesn't care. And she pulls until she chokes herself, and she doesn't care. It's not good for her. It's not good for me. She's got to stop the pulling. You can't be pulling like that. So it's become very important. She's to the point now where she's ready to learn not to pull. I've tried verbal corrections. She doesn't care enough about verbal corrections to stop. When she was a puppy, I didn't have her when she was a puppy. When she was a puppy, they encouraged or allowed her to pull. So she's gotten it in her head. That's the way things need to be done. So we're going to have to rework that. God, I hate reworking stuff like that, but I got to do it. It's got to be done. So, yeah, I want to get her light on the leash, even casual, not even heeled, just even casual. She's got to quit this pulling on the leash. Now, make no mistake about it, today isn't going to fix everything. She did good today when we practiced. Tomorrow, if I take her out and she gets excited, she's going to pull like a freight train again. It's going to take working with this over a long period of time to get it to be habit. All my other dogs learn this as little puppies. They never get to where they pull. So it's just, they don't even think about it anymore. They just do it. They stay close. They're responsive to the leash. Her, it's going to take some time because I've got to go back and correct what she learned prior. But anyway, she did really good. She did really good for her first time really working at heel, turns, and whatnot. She did really awesome. And you could tell the difference when I put her on casual, which casual, for me, casual is with me. Come on, Holly, with me. With me is stay within a radius of me. You don't have to heel. You don't have to watch me, that sharply and heel with me. But you need to stay, within a certain radius of me. If I move, you're going to have to move with me. So, we practiced with me today as well. Going from with me to heel to start to teach her the difference. With me is casual, heels in position, watching me, staying close. And she did pretty good with that too. So anyway, it's going to be a process. We're working on it. And the down, when I ask her to down, she wants to creep several steps forward and fuss and lay down. Right now, I'm kind of dealing with it. She gets overwhelmed easily. I don't want to be hitting her for too many things at once. But eventually, when we get this heel more solid that she's understanding, then I'll start correcting her when she doesn't go down right away. but not right now. And the correction, the harshest correction I give her is the vibration, and it's like a vibrator you'd use for your neck. That's the harshest correction I give her, and I can raise or lower the level, the intensity of the vibration. That's the most intense correction she gets. So we may have to go to the vibration to correct her, we may not. But for right now, I got to pick my battles. And right now, the pulling like a freight train has got to stop. The last dog show I took her to, half the time she'd walk okay, half the time she wanted to go in front of me and pull like a freight train. And I had both dogs with me. We can't have that. I've got Cole on side, which is opposite heel. That's what I call it, side. I had Cole on side, and while he's being fairly good, I still have to deal with her. And she's, wanting to pull like a freight train. She doesn't know how to maneuver her body. And that's fine. But if she knew to watch me and stay with me, I would maneuver my body to tell her how to maneuver her body. But she doesn't have any of that. So it's kind of, I don't know, not a disaster, but a hassle at a busy dog show. So she's going to be going to dog shows. I need her to be more pulled together, more organized. So we've got to hit this one. We'll hit other problems later. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Till next video. Bye.